All right, now we're going to look at surface area of an entire room. Now this is going to take the past two lessons that you looked at, which was area of a square or rectangle and also area of a wall, and put them both together. Okay? So what's going to happen is now you're going to have four boxes that's going to be one complete room. Okay? So you take a look. I'm going to do an example. Again, just a quick reminder that area is going to equal length times width. That's always what we're going to use. So what we're going to have is wall number 1, wall number 2, wall number 3, and wall number 4. Wall number 1 is going to have a door. Wall number 2 is going to have a window. Wall number 3, we're not going to put anything. We'll say it's a blank wall. And then wall number 4, we'll put a closet. Okay? Now I'm going to put some measurements in here. Now this is all going to be in feet, because it's going to be hard to write that out with how small these drawings are. So let's do 15 by 20. Let's do again, all the height has to be 15, right? So we'll do 15 by 20 for this one. We'll say the other sides were a little bit shorter. So we'll do 15 by 18 and then a 15 by 18. All right, there we go. Now, next thing to do is we need some measurements for our stuff inside these walls. So let's do a 8 by 4 door, let's do a 4 by 4 window, and let's do a 10 by 8 closet door. All right? So now we're going to start off with our first wall, which is a 20 by 15. I times those together. 5 times 0 is 0, 2 times 5 is 10. I put my magic 0 in here. I do 1 times 0 is 0, 1 times 2 is 2, and I have 300. Again, that is the entire wall. And then I have to do my 4 by 8, which gets me 32. And I have to subtract 32 from this. Okay? 32 minus 300, I have to borrow a lot here, right? 8, 6, 2. And that's 862. 268 square feet. Now, let's go down here to my 18 by 15, okay? Because I don't have anything else in there. So I can just do 18 times 15. 5 times 8 gets me 40. I carry my 4. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 9. I do my magic 0. I do 1 times 8 is 8. I do 1 times 1 is 1. I add these together. I'm going to use the same color as I did. Oh, no, I guess I can keep pink. 0, 17, so this one is 270 square feet. Now look, I did 18 times 15 here, right? And I got 270, so look at this. I'm just going to slide right over here. I know that 15 times 18 is 270, because I already got my answer right there. All right? And now I just got to do 8 times 10, which is 80, and I'm going to subtract that. All right? I've got to do a little bit of borrowing again. 190. Okay, so this is 190 square feet. And then I'm going up to this one. If you look, again, I have 20 times 15 over here. We knew was 300. So I can do 300. And then I'm subtracting my 4 times 4, which what I get is 16. I subtract those. And I'm going to borrow again. Lots of borrow in these problems today. 10 minus 6 gets me 4. 9 minus 1 gets me 8. And I bring down my 2. So this is 284 square feet. Now, we're not done. All we did was we found the square, the surface area for wall 1, wall 2, wall 3, wall 4. Again, we want the surface area of the room. That means that we have to add all of these surface areas up. So let's start with a different color here. And I'm going to start with my first one over here, which was 268. So I take 268 plus, again, it's going to be total, which you always add that, 270 plus my 284, and then plus my 190. So I have 8 plus 4 is 12. I'm going to carry my 1. 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 plus 7 is 14. 14 plus 8 is 22. And 22 plus 9 is 22, 31. I add this, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So my total surface area is going to be 1,012 square feet. Okay? Total surface area there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an example, and I'm going to have you try it. Okay, now here's my example. I have wall number 1 is a 15 by 20. Now remember, just like our last example, we're just going to say everything is going to be in feet, just to make it nice and easy. Okay? Our next wall number 2, is a 15 by 22 with a door of a 5 by 8. Oh, again, wall number 1 also has a 5 by 5 window. I forgot to say that. Wall number 3 would be a 15 by 20, and it's a closet of 7 by 8. And then we have wall number 4. I'm not going to put anything in there. We'll say it's just a blank wall. Okay, so I want you to do this example. You can pause the video, and then you can come back and see if you get the right answer. All right, now let's go over the example again. Let's see if we got the answer correct. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is we have to find an area of the entire wall. So what I have is my 15 times 20. So I have 20 times 15. I do 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 2 is 10. I do my magic 0. I do 1 times 0 is 0. And I do 1 times 2 is 2. I add those together. I get 300. All right, I'm going to write this up here. It's going to be 300 square feet. And then I'm going to subtract. Again, 5 times 5 would be 25. I'm going to subtract that from it. If I had $3 and I subtracted 25 cents, I know I'd have $2.75. Okay? Now, so our area for this wall is going to be 275. All right? Next wall is going to be a 15 by 20. Oh, we already did 15 by 20. Hey, look at that. We know it's 300. Okay? We do a 7 times 8 here. 7 times 8 is going to get me 56. I'm going to subtract these. So I have 300 minus 56. I'm going to borrow here. 10 minus 6 is 4. 9 minus 5 is 4. 2. All right, now we're going to look at our third wall. Okay, so our third wall is a 15 by 22. So if I did 22 times 15, I do 5 times 2 is 10. I carry my 1. 5 times 2 is 10 again. Plus 1 is 11. I do my magic 0. I do 1 times 2 is 2, and 1 times 2 is 2, and I add those together, and I get 330. And again, I'm going to subtract out my wall here, which is an 8 by 5 is a 40. So I'm subtracting 40, right? I'm going to have to borrow here. And that's a 9. So this one is 290 square feet. All right. Now, my last wall is a 15 by 22. Hey, look at that. We already did 15 by 22. 15 by 22 got me 330. So that's 330 square feet. The last thing we do is we have to total all these together. I'm actually going to erase a little bit so I can have some room. I'll do it right here. Wall number 1 was 275. Wall number 2 was 290. Wall number 3 was 244. Wall number 4 was 330. And you just add these straight down. So if I had 5 plus 0 is 5, plus 4 is 9, 7 plus 9 is 16, plus 4 is 20, plus 3 is 23, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 twos, which is 8, right? And then 8 plus 3 is 11. So what I have here is going to be 1,139 square feet for this room. All right? And that's it. That is finding surface area for the entire room.